Hello, greetings. Happy Monday or whatever, or Tuesday, wherever you are in the world. Greetings. And I forgot all about, I know it's bad, but I forgot about Houston, what was going on there. I know it's a weird way of mentioning it, but I mean, I saw it got flooded, but I didn't really look at the news that much on that. I'm trying to get my brain working, basically. But yeah, it's terrible. I did not realize how bad it was. I saw flooding, but I didn't really look at it. I mean, I saw it. It's like, what about the place that got direct hit? Because Houston's just got a lot of storm surge, or you got the outside of the storm. Either way, it's terrible. So send love and light. Jeez, it's terrible. That's actually it's one of the richest states in the country. So, but still, it's just it's terrible. So, and here it's raining left and right. So, yeah, driving in the rain is fun. So anyway, but that's just absolutely unbelievable. Highways underwater, just it's terrible. I'm glad I did. I mean, certain things are not really necessarily supposed to see before they happen for good reason. And if you did, yeah, I mean, some probably did, and they're actually anyway. It's just why do these things happen? It just could have been prevented. Probably was it done on purpose? It's hard. I'm not sure. It's just nature, but also we do have the technologies to stop these things, but obviously there are hidden purposes there that aren't always going to be explained. So is it a false flag? It could be. I don't know. Either way, it's terrible out. It's just absolutely terrible. So uh, let's see. Yeah, there's just things are just never always going to have answers on. But what the positive of it is that people do come together. They take their political beliefs, their anger towards each other, whatever it might be, and they come together, which is great. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned in these situations, obviously. So it's just, I mean, yeah, if you want a timeline changer, that is one right there. So some of their lives changed drastically, some changed a little bit, especially the houses being destroyed, and just unbelievable. So yeah, I'm probably going to donate somehow, sometime. Just, jeez. Yeah, I remember when Katrina happened, that was just, who saw that coming? It was just, and this is the same thing basically. So, and here we're in Florida, and we're just asking. I mean, people hate us. I mean, they want storms to go through us and just sink us into into the ground practically, into the ocean basically. But you know, and it goes right by us and goes and hits. I mean, usually Florida is the main target normally, especially Miami. I mean, Miami just wants to go into the ocean basically. But I mean, it's right on the edge. I mean, just ready to just tip over and see you later. I guess it came close to Hurricane Andrew, so yeah. Well, we are here. I mean, obviously, if we had a direct hit like that, we'd be just like that. But we're in such a strange area where we are in Tampa that the storms they can't really hit us directly. 2004, they did. We got hit 4 times. Not necessarily this area, but we got 4 times we got hit. I can't forget that. It was just, the streets were all empty. Of course, it wasn't flooding like it did in Houston, but I remember I think it was Hurricane Charlie. I can't remember. It was going to hit. It's heading right for us, for Tampa. It's just over for us. And of course, I stayed. And it changed directions. And some people here that I worked with, they went to Orlando to get away from the hurricane. And what happened? The hurricane changed course. They went to Orlando instead. So they got hit by a tornado. So anyway, I think it was Charlie. I can't remember which one it was. It was 2004. Those 4 storms. Anyway, it's kind of hard to keep track of all of them. So anyway, that's but yeah, I've definitely have my I've experienced hurricanes, but not like, I mean, I've had them come through. I mean, but I don't, but not. I mean, yeah, when I was younger, I forgot Hurricane Elena came right through here, but we all survived. But you didn't have what they're having right now. But so anyway, but I haven't been on an island. Apparently, when you're on an island like the Keys, and a hurricane goes through there, that's a lot worse, obviously. Yeah, I know a guy who went through that. He's still kind of terrified of these things for good reason. So anyway, so I don't know how those islands survive after something like that flies through. I just, Haiti's got hit, or is that Haiti? It's one of the, maybe it's not Haiti. It's one of the other ones. Anyway, I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, is any messages from the aliens or anybody? Okay, from the angels. Basically, it has lots to do with people coming together. Basically, finding their moral compass that they have forgotten. Okay, that's what's coming through. They forgot how to be moral, which makes sense. And this is another way of finding it. You can blame your elites, your Illuminati, or aliens for that matter, but it has a lot to do with humanity just needs to go through these certain situations. They call on it. They know it's coming. Their souls know. There's not like it's a big secret. Of course, their third dimensional self does not know, but their soul knows. And they were all calling for this storm to come because they have, most of them have lost what it is to be humankind to each other. Not to say everyone's horrible to each other, but a good amount is, it's a, Houston in that area is actually, from what I'm picking up on, is a very wicked city to a certain degree. Greed, and it's not just greed, it's many other things, but this is what I'm getting from the angel. So, you can go after me all you want. Yeah, just the souls are calling out for these type of situations. And they're saying also give if you feel to give like donation, but it's not that they will find the resources. But the soul is looking for redemption, for clearing, for what is important in life. Many have forgotten. Of course, every soul is different, but understand they did call on these things. These things are called on for the most part. If you look at it from a spiritual angle, it's a lot different. Being human, it's hard to see anything because you see things through a foggy lens, not just by what the elitists are telling us, just our own kind of, we twist things around all the time. We don't need anybody manipulating us to twist everything around, and forget what's important. Happens all the time here. And it's just the soul is learning, obviously, and it's a challenge the souls need to go through. It's each soul has their own. They are where they are for a reason. When this thing hit, and now you have floods, and they're there for a reason. And it's not like they're all bad. I mean, it's not like was it Sodom and Gomorrah? It's nothing like that. It's just, just blast them away because they're all horrible. Not at all. It's just the soul. The soul is in its learning process, basically. Obviously, if that was the case, none of us would be here. If we're all just horrible. But, it's the soul to reset itself, you could say. To find out what's important. Especially these things are going to be bothering, the situation will be bothering people for a very long time. It also brings out, as we see, the good in people that they have not connected to in a long time. So especially those that have wealth, well, depending on who you're talking to, can share it. Those that have been lucky can share it. It makes them feel good also. It's like sometimes you get all this money and all that, and they don't know what to do with it. It's like, but now they can share it. So it does help them find purpose, and they continue on that also after after the waters come down, I believe it's still raining there, and as they can find themselves more clearly. So, yeah, it's a rough situation. It's rough. The whole thing is a hard situation here. Yeah, because I'm going to hear this and just like, yeah, a bunch of fool, whatever, whatever. But anyway, that's from the angels. They would show themselves, so like, I'll step out of here and an angel just pop in, but we're not ready for that, so you gotta go through me. Trust me, I'd much rather that in a lot of cases. Especially, yeah, I would actually. Aliens too, for that matter, or whatever else. I'll make a lot of people a lot happier right now. But that won't work because people aren't ready for that. But those days are coming. And not to say it'll be tomorrow or anytime soon, but we are on that way. In this lifetime, who knows? But definitely we'll eventually see it eventually. So okay, maybe 1,000 years from now, but either way. Yeah, I guess Joel Osteen, if you know who that is, I don't want to put him on the screen. I don't feel like advertising him, but he's a preacher of I don't know if he's Baptist or what, but anyway, he's like a motivational speaker, you could say, but he's Christian. He has like a mega church in Houston, and apparently he did not open it up for people to for people like it fit like 17,000 people, and man, he's getting slaughtered right now on social media. I just couldn't believe it. So he didn't open up, because apparently it's in the flood area, but apparently it's not that flooded. I mean, it's away from a lot of it, and he's not helping anybody. So, you don't want anybody tearing up this church. So I'm not sure if anybody's going to be attending church now after that. So, yeah. He talks about God and everything, but he's not keep his doors closed, which is not good. I mean, they have enough money to sustain this. See? So, I mean, exactly. What he's doing for, church and Christ and whatever, just a money machine, basically. So, anyway, whatever. It's their deal. Anyway. Okay. What's the deal for today? Oh yeah, I was gonna go into that also. Is it? I was gonna go into more of the deep state stuff a little bit more. I try to stay away from comments because I leave it. I'll leave it open to what comes through. Basically, it's like when I connected to the Jesuits, it came out of nowhere, and I'll put my cat slash my hand if you can see that. That's the way it is. Yeah, watch out for animal. You think I'd own you think I'd have like a lion here. I'm glad they're not. I'm glad that one's not a lion. I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, it's a vicious kitty, that's for sure. But what happened to me was he's on a table. I can't keep him off the table, so he's on the table, petting him, paying attention to him. He falls off the table. I get slashed. So anyway, he's always coming to the edge. I try to catch him by pushing back on. I can't watch him every 5 seconds, so I looked away, and all of a sudden he's on the floor. So, and I got cut. So anyway, that's the way it goes. So anyway, yeah, my cats have their own furniture. Yeah, I know it's a hard one, but anyway. Give me the best of everything. So, diverting from. So anyway, that's why I stay away from. I don't know. I'm super ADD here. What can I say? I stay away from comments because I'm leaving it open for who to come through. Okay, bring in the aliens or somebody, and nobody shows up. So anyway, sometimes I do, of course. It's a different ensemble. I am going to probably do. Of course, I like to leave these open, so that's why I don't do the chat. I'm trying to. I'm not doing anybody any favors in the chat because I don't really chat with anybody in the chat, in the YouTube chat thing. So I'm not doing anyone any favors there. So I'm going to eventually, anyway, because next week it's webinar week. Oh yeah, starting tomorrow, it's every other day. So just to let people know. So until last day is Monday, because the next Labor Day week I will do. I don't know. I'll see what I can get in. I'm going to do more. I'm going to try and do more alien stuff. We'll see. Bringing in somebody. I was going to do that actually Saturday. It didn't happen. I was going to bring in somebody and channel somebody for that, but it didn't happen. So I kind of got diverted. The deep state stuff kind of threw me into a whole nother direction, which is cool. It's not something I really go into very often. I mention it here and there, but not go into, so I think it's quite fascinating. Basically, I'm just leaving it open to see what I get. It's like, especially with secret space programs, like, you have all these whistleblowers about they have in the secret space program, yada, yada, yada. Why not we just, now this is just for me, but it's for others. Why don't you just open up your channel, your conscious channel, and see what you get? I mean, why not? I mean, that's what pretty much they're doing. I don't know the whole thing of these whistleblowers, and I don't quite dive into it deeply. But a lot of it, from what I pick up, is a lot of it's astral. And if that is the case, we're all doing all this crazy stuff in astral, and a lot of us are involved with the planets here, in our solar system, and the ones we do not see, such as how do you pronounce it? Nabaru, whatever, the Anunnaki world, Planet X, Nabaru, whatever. It is out there, yes. Is it going to come here? Probably not. When we're ready, it will, but I agree with that. We would have already shifted over. It's going to be a while. We have a lot to grow. We have a lot of growing up to do. So there's nothing to, like, connecting to the black magicians, the white magicians. I don't know if there's anything. The black ones you got to be a little bit careful with, of course, but, you connect to, just leave yourself open and see what, anybody can do this, depending on what you want to deal with. If you don't care, or not to say don't care, but some of the stuff's a little bit weird. Quite understandable. Not to say I don't care, but it's like you don't know if it's your thoughts, it's their thoughts, if it's what you're picking up on, which is another form of conscious channel, which is actually very good. The idea is to believe what's coming through, but also to feel confident in what's coming through also. It takes time. Everything takes time to get used to. That's why the trance channeling is a little bit better in some cases. But even there, it's like, is it me in this, or is it, obviously you try to keep yourself out as much as you can. And they're working with what they got. And your vocabulary, whatever it is, your point of view, they're working with what you have. Yeah, if you don't have anything there, well, everybody does. But anyway, so it does seem like it is coming. It's coming from you, but it's also coming from them. They're coming through you. But conscious channeling, you just gotta give it. You just gotta exercise, give it time. Trust it. You're always going. I mean, as long as you put intentions out, connect to a positive source. I don't believe now. I imagine you can get manipulated, but then again, for the most part, I think it's very unlikely. I mean, there is always that choice, of course, but then again, how do they care? I don't think it's all that big of. I mean, I don't think they're doing that. At least that's my perspective. At least not through me, at least. I don't think so, but then again, I don't think so. But anyway, as for the hurricane situation, I believe this is more let's see here. Obviously, they know these things when they're in their creation process. Another thing, of course, they always could, most likely not, but you never know. Like, let's put it this way: Hurricane Harvey, is that, for example, is that a Cat 3? And all of a sudden it dissolves into nothing and just disappears. You never know, that day might come. I mean, I imagine it has happened out in the Gulf, but they never made the news. I don't know. Um, because they have technology to get rid of this stuff, but I'm not getting anything on it right now. Maybe through tomorrow's channeling, something will come through. But right now, I'm told not to worry about it. Just let the healing come through. Not to analyze it too much. Just let the healing, just healing. Yeah. That's what I wanted to hear. Something like that. Yeah. So anyway. But this goes into, let's see, I did see a comment. I try not to go into comments too much, but I did say something about the military. I didn't read it completely, but that would be an excellent place. So we're going to continue on into the deep state. As for basically connecting my guides and the elite system that is here, that is willing to be honest of their connections. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of strange here. Anyway, in a good way. And before I went live, something hit my face, and it wasn't physical. So anyway, in a good thing, in a good way. I don't think it was a reptilian. It could have. I don't think so. Anyway, as for the military, okay, I'm trying to figure out where to come with through all this. The military is not entirely compromised. They do have freedoms. Understand there is the deep state of the military. There's different fractions. There's different levels of it, and let's see. The one that brought in Trump, was pretty much tired of Obama's little. Is like there's two sides, obviously. One side was just tired of what was going on with the Democratic Party, and a lot of the manipulations were going on. Jesus, one moment, it's all over the place, right? One second here. Obviously, the right and the left were not agreeing with each other, and so doing so, caused. I don't believe Trump would have won. I know I'm going into politics, but anyway, I don't think Trump would have won on his own. There's another hand there. I don't think he would have won at all. So that tells you that there's a system going on here. But it does feel like he has been compromised to a certain degree. Obviously, he's already been controlled. But it does seem like they're steering him in a direction that's not exactly for the people. But I also do see him. I'm not sure about the second term. It's a high possibility. I saw it earlier, but that's why I saw him in a different light. Now I'm seeing somebody completely different. And either way, there's not much we can do about it right now. But as I've said this before, and I'll say it again, we're going to, I wouldn't say alien disclosure, but we are going to more of another era, obviously. And things are going to start changing. Technology is going to change. We're going to change. Not to say everyone's going to become spiritual, because there's a lot of backlash with that, but more people are going to become more spiritual, yes. As for everybody, I'll leave the door open. More than happy for that. It's going to become more popular. Oh, for sure. And I think people enjoy it more, too. Right now, they go by the Sylvia Browns and that's Illuminati. In some regards, ego central. Why not have it more hippie, more open, more free? Less corporatized. There's nothing wrong with writing a book, but it's okay if that book has spelling errors in it. Nobody's perfect. It shows that obviously. Anyway, just for example, it's like nothing's perfect. It's nice to see more homegrown stuff. More home-like connection in this corporate metaphysical energy that is helpful, but also it is a fenced-in world too. You see the mediums. You see, was it Hay House? Hay House has a lot. They don't have aliens on there, as far as I know. Here's Gaia, but Gaia TV is kind of fenced in also to a certain degree. It's perfect looking. It's nothing. It has some good. the yoga stuff is probably good, you know. But anyway, it's kind of still, it's kind of like that wall, that garden of just, anyway, corporate garden, basically. Nothing wrong with having perfection, obviously, like having those misspellings in your books or whatever. But, you know, I think you know where I'm coming from. But where am I going with all this? I have no, oh, yeah, just less corporate spirituality and more just make it fun. Does it find fulfillment within you? And that is powerful. You don't have to connect to the Black Pope and all that. That's, some of us are here to do that, but not everybody here. Whatever, do whatever you want. You don't have to do Aleister Crowley stuff. Some people are going to do that, but whatever. It's going to do what you're going to do. That's for the elite system. I'm not sure I said that, but they're not as organized. They're not as organized as you might think. Obviously, like 9/11 was not. They're just not that organized. They're kind of organized, but not really. They're gotten complacent and arrogant, and that isn't always good for an organization like that. So even the black magicians, or what I'm being told, the central hub of it, the deep state, kind of like, I'm getting like a CIA, but it's not the CIA, but kind of like that. The central connection of it is kind of crippled. It's not always steady, meaning there are crises here and there within the system. Drama, you can call it. His organization isn't always 100%. So when you think like everything's under their control, yeah and no. Yes and no. It is another society within ours. Yes. So kind of like with, I don't know if you ever saw The Simpsons, where Homer joined a secret society. You know, he has secret roads, and I don't know if they have that, but, well, actually they do. You know, secret roads, secret whatever, like a whole nother society within our society. We don't know anything about. They know everything about us to a certain degree. That is very real. And I believe when you become more aware of that, you just let that thought kind of live with you a little bit, instead of this whole secrecy and being scared of. No, I wouldn't be scared of it at all. It's not a big deal. They're just like us. They're not that advanced. I mean, yeah, they might be advanced to a certain degree because they know manipulations, but it's not like you're going to walk on to their door and knock on it. Not at all, but become more aware of it. It is very powerful. Washington, D.C., definitely a place of it. Obviously, in the desert areas of Washington, D.C., you want to see them? They're there. There's other places. Moscow is another one. There's probably others, obviously. Switzerland, you're not going to see so much of the politics stuff of it, like the seated, like, you know, people don't like politics and all that, but let me tell you, this is where the engine is of these people. Obviously, it's not entirely there. That's where to see them. They're obviously not going to tell me where to see. But anyway, there is a version of it there. I believe I always thought it was in the desert, but not telling me anything. But they don't seem to give a shit. It's not like you're gonna go and knock on their door. Yeah, it's trick or treat. Not at all. So they don't really care what you know. Because most people aren't going to believe it. So, which is cool. It's kind of interesting. Washington, D.C., definitely. It's not like you're going to bump into them. They're there, though. They're there. State Department, definitely. Pentagon, I'm feeling more State Department. Always felt State Department. I think there's the thing about the MIB was people saw two guys in black. I was like, oh, I believe that's real from what I'm feeling. So the State Department is definitely one of their, it's in Washington somewhere, Washington, D.C. somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's not something I think about very often. But anyway, yeah, they're there to, okay. to compromise senators and stuff like that. They're just there to just push the ball around. The military, well, yeah, kind of diverted from the military, probably because they don't want to go into the military. But the military is a hotbed. It's like a hothead, actually. They can't always control it because some get angry of what the other side, with the right hand and the left, are doing. You know, they don't always agree, and so that's why you get yourself a Trump instead of a Hillary. There was a Trump camp. It's like, yeah, he's going to get it, but there was a Hillary and Trump within the deep state too. It's like, we want her to win. We don't want this, you know, pansy ass to win, but they got their way, obviously, for Trump to win. As for how that went through, I'm not sure if they're going to allow it to come through. I think he just got pissed off of what was going on. And not telling me anything. Everything went quiet. Doesn't matter. Anyway, eventually I'll probably bring up something here and there, but okay. Well, all right. We'll just leave it open to whatever the hell they have to say. This is basically what this is. Got the consciousness of, you can say they're, I don't know, what is it? It's going through my guides from their elitist world or whatever it is. Anyway, I won't worry about it too much. But yeah, the senators, okay, we'll let them say whatever they want to say because they don't want to go into the military at all. Probably understandable why. Because they are showing very little bit of, like, some of these fighter jets are flying in areas. It's like, what the hell are they doing? In certain areas, at least in the ocean area, there's reasons why they're out there. Something with vortexes, something with portals, whatever it is, maybe welcoming aliens to come in, or just keeping an eye on them. I know it's third dimension, but still, that's what I'm getting, something like that. They just showed me a visual. Anyway, all right, probably gonna go into that. I guess some things have to be checked before they tell me, like with Trump and whatever. That's interesting. So I'm connecting to some kind of like a consciousness of them. I don't think they're going to walk up to me and tell me, oh, you never know, I guess. Probably no time soon, but anyway. But they're going to, anyway, I know this is all weird, but it's the way it goes. Okay, so what do they have to say, basically? Right now, yeah, Congress, senators, they're all a bunch of pansies, basically. They're easy to control through manipulations, bribery, donations. They get donations, and they kind of have to do what person donated. Since I donated like $500,000 or a couple million, whatever, I kept things kind of quiet. Now you're my bitch, basically, is what I'm getting to a certain degree. They like to. Now, this is all pretty much already known, but they like talking about this from what I'm gathering. They have to like get stuff checked out. I know it sounds weird. They have to. I mean, there's certain things I want to ask about and they bring up, but they have to get it checked out. Yeah. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. That's what I'm getting here. So I understand my mother has schizophrenia. She hears these guys, and it's not very friendly. This is a lot different. This is totally different. But what they're doing, they're not going to go into that either. But that's a test. That's a test that she's going through. Apparently, she knows them quite well, apparently, from other incarnations. It's an experiment she wanted to go through, apparently. Just to see the other side of the world. Part of it was for me also to know to see what's going on. That part of it too. So anyway, it's weird. But anyway, I digress. Okay. I do find it interesting to have this type of connection. It's not something they normally do. But they're going to do it more often because it does seem to be helping people to awaken to what's going on. They're not here to enslave humanity. That's a good one. That's good propaganda. I'm not here to enslave humanity. They're helping us learn about each other. If you want to know more, you will. You just got to let go of the fear. Just basically, this is how you exercise your abilities also. You want to know about your world, how it truly operates, you got to open yourself up. Many will not do that. They're terrified. There's nothing to fear, though. Reptilians test that before you open up. They prod you, they do their stuff to see if you got what it takes. And you are checked out. You go through astral, you do all kinds of stuff. Before you initiate, become more aware of what's going on here. They can't go into details of like how they manipulate the news. Can't go into details of military. They can talk about Congress. You can talk about Russia. Sometimes a pain in the ass. Not always listen to what they would like to do. Syria is off topic. Also, you can't talk about that because it's they say like a red zone. They can't go there. One moment. Switzerland, they can talk. That is a place of recreation. They can't go into that either. Anyway, let's see. Afghanistan is a joke, very much. There are a lot of portals there. They're doing things there they probably should not be doing, but they're doing them anyway. A lot of it has to do with greed. They're not going to. There's a lot of minerals there that they use for empowering themselves that we don't need to know about. Actually, the American people is just, they're never going to know the truth for the most part, even here. No. But it would be interesting to see humanity, or American people, humanity, become more curious but in a spiritual manner. Not to free yourself, basically. Not to be easily controlled, manipulated by the mainstream media, which is there. They see the media as a parent. It's like a parent around the children. The children don't know any better. It's okay though. They don't really talk down to people. They might seem like they do. Not really. It's just, they just feel like this is, it's like Big Brother, basically. Mainstream media is Big Brother. You're looking at Big Brother, like you see on the movie, Big Brother's talking to you, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's Big Brother. Pretty much. That was kind of right in the beginning. People getting plastic surgery, looking a certain way. All of that is Big Brother, talking to you. You don't have to listen to it. Most do. It's weakness. It's understand. It's also they're warning about themselves doing this type of stuff. It's like, maybe I did too much plastic surgery. Well, now you know not to do that again. Or, there's reasons behind everything here. But you can say they're helping humanity explore that. But there's also going to come a time when it's like the hoax is going to be over. You realize that this system here is going to eventually collapse. You can say this is a version of how to releasing the shackles, if you want to call it that. They're not afraid of talking to us. This is us we are afraid to talk to them. Most don't believe that they exist, correct? Well, most aren't ready to hear them. No. But that's okay. That will change eventually. They aren't out to slave humanity. They're just out to make it difficult for them. But there are many that they take it too far. Happens all the time. What happened in Iraq took it too far. Syria, take it too far. Many of examples of going too far. World War II. They crossed too many lines there. They went too far. So they had to. Now they're obviously going about it a different way. But with the death toll, that was they got out of control. The tall blondes, actually a lot of the deep state got manipulated by the tall blondes. not in ways that are publicized. But the tall blondes are definitely trying to even take over the deep state, take over everybody, basically. Yeah, they didn't. It was like they'll come in as your friend, and they want to take over everybody. They want to throw everybody out, basically. That was their attempt. It failed, but it was a big attempt. That was the Nordics definitely did not want humans to achieve, their perfection. They wanted to turn us into a Nordic world, basically, where they're in charge. Yes, where they're worshipped. Even the reptilians, they were going to kick them out too. They're kick everybody out. Turn us into a Nordic fascist world. Yeah. And yeah, blonde, blue eyes, all of that, the whole world. And they're using humans to do it, but they were going to definitely, I'm feeling they were going to throw everybody. So that was kind of a scare, even for the elite system. They never experienced anything like that before. This even went beyond their own, it went beyond them. Obviously, they had a lot of help to cut that off, but they did not see that coming. Most of them did not. They went through their own purge during that time, as humanity did. I'm like this because I'm getting a connection anyway. They're not going to mention themselves by name at this time, but they are curious of this connection, and we're more than happy to connect more with humanity, as this is the proper way to show that they are whatever you want to think. Either way, they're not going to be defense. They're not here to manipulate humanity. They're here to talk, answer questions, heal, and just show you they're not a threat. As you want to talk to us, we will talk to you. There's no games here. Remember, a lot of that's human stuff that you guys have been programmed with. None of that works with them. And obviously, they see right through everything. So if you're trying to pull a fast one around them, they see it a mile away. So if you think you guys are smart around them, think again. They know everything about us. They know what's going through our minds. They know our sexual habits. They know everything. They don't care. So if you try stuff around them, you won't get anywhere with them. So does that sound like them? Sounds pretty legit to me. Okay, this is one's talking to me. Because what I got was like a Palladian overlord as part of the elite or deep state, if we want to call it. They don't. Anyway, it's part of Nordic alien, but more positive, but also informative. Going Lucas for right now, for short. It has a lot more meanings to it than that. So they are here for they won't come like trans channeling. That's not happening. No. This is the best way for communication at this time. Safest for me, for them, for everyone. Believe what you want. They could care less. Well, what is fascinating to see that those have an open mind to this connection, because they will continue to do so and bring out more details of their actions here, their plans here. For the most part, they are showing kindness. I have connected to more of the higher elites. This is more of the deep state consciousness, basically. Your Black Project, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, is quite humorous. What you call. Don't always believe what Alex Jones says. He's got most of his information wrong about us. But either way, he's a fear of his life, and he has a lot of protection around him at the time, which is excellent. But his heart is actually quite open. Some don't always see. It's just either way. A lot of the dark do tempt him into madness, into darkness. That's why he kind of like puts the truth out there, and then all of a sudden you get some other version of him. And that kind of puts people off. That's done on, they know how to push his buttons, basically. So, anyway, nothing about that. Only reason they're talking about that is because he is on their radar quite a bit. But a lot of people are on their radar. They don't come mention any of them right now. Anyway, that's the one I know about at least. There's others. Anyway, doesn't matter. Might as well, right? um, to basically forget what you are hearing, reading about them. They have a uniqueness about them that is unknown to us, that is in any type of literature. It is basically they go through the mind's eye, the third eye, but in a scale of hypnosis beyond human understanding. Basically, they can go into the fourth and fifth dimensions without any problem. And we can learn it also, humanity, if you're willing to do so. It's basically just believing in yourself, trusting yourself, not having any anger, any type of despisement towards anybody. Of course, you're not going to be perfect. But, the idea is to not have that corrupt energy of, once I get to a fourth dimension, I'm going to do this to this person. It's best not to be like that. It's basically to be neutral. You're not always going to like everyone, especially when you see more of their intentions as you open up more. But the idea is to just be neutral. Neutral is, it helps. But to open up to your vibrations to more of a higher energy, basically it's just to trust yourself. And not to attack anybody verbally or mentally. Of course, either way. We are warning, obviously. There is mass manipulation here on this planet, yes. But you can curve it, get out of it, remove it if you wish to do so. That is leaving your third dimensional self behind also. They will assist also in an awakening process, meaning that those that are ready for this type of information have been waiting for some time and allowing this to, you've been prepping yourself for it for some time now. The idea is to not to give in to the fear, as many do. The hocus pocus, the magician energy is very real, actually. That's what they use for their power. And you will learn that eventually also, when the time is right. The idea is to trust your instincts, trust yourself. The more anger you have towards each other, the less likely you will ascend. Basically, just believe in your own abilities and your strength. 1 moment. There is a lot of, yes, tall blonde Nordics, tall whites, reptilians, thousands of alien life beings here to bring assistance to humanity. There are many agendas, yes. A lot of it has to do with minerals and also the preservation of other species. They come here to learn from humans, take your DNA, and give their DNA to you also. That's why some of you are changing. It's because you're actually receiving DNA from other species at this time. You think your DNA is always being evolving. It's always evolving in a certain small increments, but it is always evolving. Eventually, humans will leave consuming of animals eventually. For right now, they see it as good for stress. It has its purpose, but that will eventually cease to exist as for consuming animals. That will show you also that you are graduating from the third dimensional ideas. But for right now, just indulge as you need to, because you still have to, you're still in the third dimensional mindset at this time. Yes, there are many within your Congress that are very they do not have they've been sold out. They don't care about humans at all. They have given up on humanity, actually. And they're in your government. That's a sign. Some might feel it's all of them. It is not all of them, but it is a small percent. And those are the ones, not to say you should worry about them, but they're the ones that need the most healing, let's put it that way. As realize when you become more known to our existence, you become a little bit power hungry, and where they don't want humans to be here as prominent as they are. Now, not everyone in this system denounces humanity at all. It's just they see their purpose, and so it is used as it needs to be. as many within the deep state are actually assisting humanity, they don't want to educating humanity in their own way, but also so they can get their agenda out also. But realize those that are connected to our energies are protected, not to worry. Yeah, the minute you feel danger or negativity, that is either you're giving up on us or you're trying to manipulate us in some way. We see everything. Remember that. And this is already definitely being watched on many different levels at this time. It doesn't really matter who believes this or not. It is the idea for the healing of humanity, basically. What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your families? A pure understanding of your world and how it operates. Well, when it comes to you, what do many do? They run away and feel it is not real, which does not help anything. There is, but either way, it's still going to continue. You believe it or not, this transmission will continue no matter what. Others will follow. This is I believe, one of our first test subjects of interacting with you in a way where we do not feel that we are threatening you in any way or being threatened at all. The idea is to find peace within yourself. The more peace you find within yourself, the easier it is to connect with us. But the more of you are going to call us names and to see us as how you want to, in a negative light, basically, it makes it more difficult for our connection to occur. Yeah, there are many secret doorways, secret cells, secret everything. There is a secret, yes. Not a secret handshake, so no. But we do live among you, yes. Some of us in higher dimensions, not all of us. But our oath is not to say anything to you about our place here. Well, here, yes, but not physically. Well, that can change, and it will change over time. As remember, you are connecting to us telepathically also, not in a negative way. The more you feel that, the more you will get nowhere with this. But the more you know that we're actually trying to help you. I know it sounds weird, but coming from us, that is the last thing anybody would believe. But realize we are here to assist you to upgrade your awareness of what is going on. And some might get a chill down their spine because they don't believe that any of this would ever happen. It will continue to do so because we feel safe here, also safe with those that are connected to. Just follow our lead. We're not here to bring any low vibrations to you. An understanding of our existence, basically. Yes, we are everywhere. We are on Mars. We are everywhere. Well, the last thing we are here to do is bring violence against humanity. Humanity is doing a good job all on its own. There are manipulators here, yes. Not all of us are part of that. Many of us want you to come out of that. But how do we do so when you're afraid of all of us? There is a positive side of us, and this is what you have right now. Now, how is this possible if there's a light and dark? Well, the dark and the light have been, if you want to call it that, I've been discussing this communication for some time now. So now we are making our move. As for your information, we're going to have to be general to a certain degree because this is the first time we've ever gotten involved with this. Not worry about the NSA. They're not really looking at you. They're looking at others, actual terrorists, but also doing our bidding. But yes, there is the privacy here on your world isn't exactly as you'd like it. It will get worse if you want it to get worse, but it also can get better. As for you, will have more control over your environment, let's put it that way. But the more you give it away and more you don't care, the more it will be taketh away. So it's good to utilize exercises for your privacy. Understand we have rules also. We can't tap into everything. Some might think we can. Most time, no, but we can if we need to. Yes. Most of the time, we stay out of most people. We stay out of everyone's business for the most part. But there are cases where we have to intervene. I know some aren't really buying that, but it's either way. There are some here that do have a negative intention and don't care about your freedom. So that part is true. But not all of us are like that. Let's put it that way. So at least let's put it this way, our group is not wanting your information. But there are others that will, if they feel like they need it, they will get it. Let's put it that way. For the most part, they have they have their own obsessions and things. Anyway. Let's see. Either way, we are here to present ourselves as peaceful beings. We will come again. Right now, we are testing the waters, see how this goes. We believe it will go quite successful. We have many other communications with you. You can look into your stars all you want for your aliens. Yes, some will show themselves, most are not allowed to. This is also a doorway into your alien connections eventually. As most humans are very afraid, and we know exactly who they are, they will stay back. But those of you that are ready for an understanding of what is going on, let's put it that way, things will change for you. For the better, actually. We're not offering the better life, but a better understanding of how we do things. So, usually we are not out to, at least our group is not out to manipulate. We're here to assist humanity. As that we are, yes, the white hats of the deep state. Let's put it that way. And we cannot trans-channel. It's best that we don't. But we are bringing assistance to your humanity as for food, as for better life, as we are allowed to do. Yes, there are many blockages to that. But we are bringing more of a better life to you. Just give us time. Because many are on your world and making it difficult. Because the more negative you are, the more negative you attract. Which makes our job a lot harder. You understand? The more violence here, the more anger you have, it's harder for us to work with a more positive environment. When humans are always grabbing for the anger, the negativity, the fear. That's why it's hard to see us here. Because so much of that is an obsession within the mind. That must change. That is the more positivity you bring, more neutral energies but positive energies, the more you will see our vibrations and see us for yourself without any repercussions at all. But so many here are so connected to the low vibrations, it's hard to see what is happening here. We'll leave you be, but we will continue on. We will be back. We're just going to give a rest. We will be back. Thank you for that. That was really fascinating. If I remember any of it. That was interesting. I was looking for something like that for a while, actually. Oh, somewhere. I didn't know that even existed, actually. Yes and no. I kind of knew, but not really. That was, yeah, it's like I had to stay over here to. That was fascinating. There was a group here too. They're still here. So, see how. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Whew, thank you for that. I feel them. Like, what can they talk about? I feel that going on right now. So let's see what goes. It might be more general information, but anyway, let's see. Let's see. Before I go out, For those that are, I have to do my plug. I forgot to do it last time. If I have any energy. For those that are new to all this, is ivanteller.com. It's private sessions. This is my schedule for the week. It's pretty open. I have gift cards, easy purchase. We don't have to go through all this. There's also this method, and Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and by phone. Also, submit a question. I changed a lot of this also, add healing to it, past life regression, message from Yeshua, and healing. So you can still do the 5-minute question and just add in. There's also notes, return of payment, and an iPhone and whatever that is, Android. It's also Spirit Social. Submit a question, healing, past life regression, message from Yeshua, 5-minute healing, and channeling consulting. Someone question from a day, chakra healing from a day, soul pain from Stephanie, and angelic Reiki from Miguel. So this is what keeps the show going. If you want to support it, it's okay. If not, that's okay too. And that was very fascinating. I give it that. That was channeling the deep state, we'll say. They're definitely, obviously still here. I guess that's why I felt something hit my face before I started all this stuff. That was fascinating. They're going through what they can talk about. So I'm just gonna next time just leave it open and whatever they come through. They might come through the webinar maybe tomorrow. Maybe I doubt it. Oh, yeah, it seems to be getting closer to them. It seems. So that's about it. Okay, thank you guys for being part of this. Probably weirded out a lot of people. They're still here. It's fascinating. Very fascinating. Yeah, the more you get angry, you're not going to connect to them. You're not pointing fingers like you guys did that. Don't do anything like that. Like reptilians or whoever's causing mayhem here. Just be cool. Be cool with everybody. Just be cool. Just don't, aliens here do look very bizarre. That's true. But if you're cool with them, no matter what they look like, if you don't want to see them, most likely you won't. I've been wanting to see them. I haven't seen them, like really seen them. Through my astral, it's all been wiped. So, for the most part. So, anyway. All right. It's fascinating. So, basically, what we'll do next time, just let them say whatever they got to say. I was going to go into the military. That didn't, just kind of got blocked there here and there. So, that's okay. So, all right. More weirdness to continue tomorrow. It's weird. Our blessings to care.